What is up, guys? This is On&Off Football, and the Packers did it. They beat the 2-12 Carolina Panthers to advance to 7-8 and keep their playoff hopes alive. But there's just one really big issue. How is this team going to be a playoff team if Joe Barry is still on the team? I mean, that defense yesterday played well in the beginning. Started in man, right? But then Joe Barry just puts everybody 10 yards off the line. I don't get what Joe Barry has in his playbook, what his scheme is. Joe Barry needs to understand that playing people 10 yards off the line is almost a guaranteed first down every time. You're playing on 1st and 10, you're playing 15 yards off the line when the game is a 2-possession game. Why are you giving them field when all you need to do is wrap up, get a 3 and out, and let the offense run the clock? Joe Barry gave the Panthers an opportunity to tie this game. I mean, this game at one point was 30-16. 30-16. It's a 2-possession game with a 2-point conversion. And he lets them come back, tie the game. Not only tie the game, if the Packers did not get that field goal, the Panthers would have most likely won the game. So, Packers, great offense. I'm pleased with the offense. But that defense, going into these next 2 games, the last games of the year, against 2 division rivals, it's not going to be easy games. If you want to make the playoffs, you're going to need to do something different. If Joe Barry doesn't get fired, the Packers are going to struggle on defense, and they're going to have to rely on the offense constantly. And it's not a good look on Matt LaFleur. Because, yeah, while the offense is producing, the defense isn't helping. The Packers they managed to score 33 points. But you gave up 30 points to the worst offense and worst team in football, historically. The worst team in football. I mean, you haven't seen a team this bad since the 0-16 Browns. Joe Barry needs to figure out what he's going to do going up against the Vikings and the Bears. The Bears are playing well right now. Justin Fields is doing better than he has been. But what on earth are we going to do about this Packers defense if we play like this against Justin Fields? We're going to lose. It's going to be like last year. Say the Packers beat the Vikings. They're not beating the Bears if their defense plays like this. I know, it's the Bears, but the Bears have been playing better than they have been. Packers need to figure out what they're going to do. Overall, great offensive game. Defense, just god-awful. This defense has struggled these last 3 games against no good offenses. I give credit to Baker Mayfield. I give him where credit is due. He's been balling. He played well against the Jags yesterday, and he played well against us. But overall, the Giants and the Panthers didn't win. But they scored more points than the Giants. That's embarrassing. Embarrassing. There has to be a fix on defense, or the Packers are not going to even be close to a playoff team if they even get in the playoffs. If they get in the playoffs, you can expect a blowout. Because if you're playing against the Cowboys, forget it. You're not moving the ball on that defense if you can't get turnovers. The offense can produce, but if the defense does not give them any sort of field advantage, they're not going to win. Packers defense needs to step up. Joe Barry needs to do something better. Enough with the Joe Barry rant. It was bad. It was really bad. Very, very bad. You let the team come back on you, you might lose. Packers managed to get the win. I don't even know how to be happy about it. Obviously, it's hard to win NFL games. It's hard. But when you are up 2 touchdowns, and Matt LaFleur plays safe, and Joe Barry cannot cover for his life, he cannot give the defense a chance to even finish the game. This is what's going to happen. You're going to get 30 points scored by the worst ranked offense. One of the younger offenses. And not only that, Bryce Young had his best game of the year. And that's not a surprise to me. He went 23 for 36, 312 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He has not thrown a touchdown pass since week 7. And he had 2 in one game. Unreal. Let's just look at the stats. I'm tired of the defense. I don't want to talk about it. Jordan Love, great game. Nothing crazy, but a great game. And just amazing offense for scoring-wise. Anders Carlson needs something to fix. He needs to stop missing extra points because it's not looking good. If the Packers are going to keep missing extra points week in and week out, it's not good. Jordan Love, 17 for 28, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns. No interceptions, no turnovers at all. Could have been a turnover. Romeo Doubs fumbled the ball, but Josiah DeGuara, his highlight of his career, he managed to get the ball back. Aaron Jones, looking like himself again. I know it is against the worst ranked defense on run, but they have a good secondary. Those players know how to wrap up. So once Aaron Jones gets into the open field, he still manages to make people miss, no matter how good. J.C. Horn, it doesn't matter. Aaron Jones is a phenomenal running back. This is what happens when you give him the ball. At one point, he had 5 carries for 77 yards in the first half. I mean, that's unreal. That's unreal. And then you stop giving him the ball. You gave him carries on useless carries. Didn't matter. A.J. Dillon, 7 for 12, 1 touchdown. He was limited because of his broken thumb. Jordan Love, 2 carries for 12 yards and a touchdown. He did take one in for himself. Bo Melton, also he got a jet sweep because he has that speed that Jayden Reed has, and Jayden Reed was out this game, so they wanted to use him on the jet sweep a little bit. Romeo Doubs, phenomenal game. 4 receptions for 79 yards and a touchdown. Tucker Kraft, as always, phenomenal. 4 receptions for 60 yards. Bo Melton, 4 for 44. Dontavian Wicks, he had a touchdown. He hasn't had a touchdown since week 2, so this was a great game from him. 2 receptions and 29 yards. He did get injured, so we didn't really have him anymore near the end of the game. Aaron Jones had 1 catch. I don't know why. We got to use Aaron Jones in the pass game. Why is Samori Toure on the team? I do not know. Malik Heath got 1 catch, and that's it. No yards, no nothing, just 1 catch. Defense, no turnovers against one of the worst offenses in the NFL. Keyshawn Nixon, better returns this week. Still very disappointing. Especially coming out of last year. Disappointing. Anders Carlson, good for 2 field goals. Longest 53. Great kick. And Daniel Whelan, not the best game. But yeah, Packers played a great game on offense. Special teams still has a lot to fix. And don't even get me started about the defense. The defense is horrendous. Just horrendous. When you watch the Panthers get 30 points on any other team this year, let me know, because it's not going to happen. It's not. It's only going to happen on the Green Bay Packers and Joe Barry. When you look back at the Chiefs and Lions games, you wonder what was the difference. Why was the defense actually stopping the run and doing better? No idea. No idea what Joe Barry is doing right now. It is not working, that is for sure. Bryce Young, a career game. 23 for 36, 312 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Just unbelievable by Joe Barry. He's making quarterbacks that are mediocre at best look like Hall of Famers. It's unreal. Chuba Hubbard, not the best running back, so wasn't really doing much. Run game was a little bit better this year. This week, excuse me. 1 touchdown. It was basically a given at that point. DJ Chark, 6 for 98, 2 touchdowns. Just could not stop DJ Chark. He had so many crucial catches, especially at the end of the game, that got them into field goal range, but they did not have time to spike it. So it ended up being zeros on the clock. Adam Thielen, 6 for 94. Still salty Vikings player. He is so salty that he always has to lose to the Packers, but it's okay. Tommy Tremble, 4 for 59. Steven Sullivan, 3 for 21. And then the rest is there. Their defense also didn't play that well because they don't have that great of a defense, but they do have a better secondary than people give them. Johnny Hecker, good punts all around. And yeah, it's just a game you have to win. And you look like a team that has been struggling, that hasn't won their last 2 games, and you put this against the worst team in football, Packers, I put no blame on the offense. That offense is very good. It's so young, and the fact that they're doing this with what they have, Jordan Love, no Jaden Reed, no Christian Watson, no Luke Musgrave, half of Wicks. It's like, that's what we need. We found our guy. The Packers have found their franchise quarterback, and that is obvious in Jordan Love. Jordan Love is talented. He is the guy. He is a top 10 quarterback right now, and I can expect him to be very good next year, and hopefully the Packers can make the playoffs if they don't make it this year. Even if the Packers make the playoffs this year, I do not expect them to get far, especially how this defense is playing, but I can expect some experience. So, with all of that, I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown of the Packers-Panthers game. And yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Go Pack Go.